Okay. Welcome back to Case Closed Anime Review, episode 114. Yeah, another episode of the series. Yeah, this is talk about episode 1003, the 36 cell perfect game part 1. And from what I heard, it's going to be a three-parter. Yes, this episode adapts the first two chapters of this arc, chapters 1027 and 1028. Yes, they adapt the first two chapters of a 5-chapter arc in the first episode. Normally, when they do 5-chapter arcs, when they adapt them for the anime, this is basically what I've seen. Usually, for the very first episode, they adapt a chapter and a half. This one, they adapted 2 full chapters, which that's kind of surprising. Yes, I would also not be surprised if, in fact, that for the final episode, they just the final chapter. Episode starts off basically having Mori, Conan, Amuro, and Watu playing all maid. And, of course, Mori winning. And, of course, Amuro's like, oh, you gonna be a detective? Well, you think your detective skills? No, he's like, nah, I'm just good at this stuff. And then we jump back basically 3 hours prior to this. Whereas you that ran can't go on this trip, basically. Yeah, it explains why Amuro basically is here. Because he was invited along. Just to keep an eye on, because he needs 4 charming companions. So, and just, why not bring in the smoking hot waitress? And he's like, he did invite her, but she has plans. Okay. The reason why Rain can't go, because Sonico's sick. Okay, it's interesting, though, the fact she would stay behind to take care of her friend. Yes, I thought that was kind of weird. I would have thought, though, that she would contact her boyfriend. Probably, yeah, Mariko, the martial artist. Yeah, I would have thought that they would contact him, but nope. Apparently, she decided to stay behind to take care of her best friend. So, by the way, how Watsu get involved with this? Well, he just happened to come in because he hasn't left her food, and he decided to lie to his boss for sick leave for 2 days. So you get train tickets and 500,000 yen. Okay. And of course, they reveal the reason. Of course, Mori reveals the reason why on his chip. He received this letter from this mysterious person who I'll get to him. Basically, I think his name is Natsu. I think it's Nitsu. Yes, where he gave him his code, and of course, investigated suicide of his close friend. And they're supposed to meet at an abandoned church. Okay, so they get to the abandoned church. And in case you're curious, though, do they rent a car to come in here? No, they call it a taxi. Yep, they call it a taxi. And they arrive there. And they're not the first ones there. They go inside. It's a nice-looking church. It looks like an old abandoned Catholic church from the looks of it. And then they see someone inside who actually is a friend of the guy. And he says, oh yeah, you were invited to this farewell party? He's like, what farewell party? And of course, various people show up. These are classmates revealed. And the person who actually hired Mori, turns out he was the one who committed suicide. Then who was the one who hired him? Time will tell. And they all accuse each other, basically sent a text to come here. And, excuse me, then of course they decide to look around for a bit. Check and see what exactly is there, because it's also, they hear a collapse, and they go outside, and the parking lot has collapsed. Yes, all of them brought their cars with them. One of them said, yeah, I just bought my car, and now basically it's total because it fell into a ravine. Now, they say the church is old, but the sign they saw was new. Like, that's interesting. That's a plot point probably later. So because they're trapped there, it decided to basically start a fire. And then they get some special code. They have to go to these various places across the actual church. Like there's the priest's room, the nun's room, the bathroom, and various other places. And of course, they refer to Mori. They basically it's based on playing a game, basically kind of like drawing lots. Drawing on tissue paper. So they said wherever it's going to go. They referred to Mori as the man with the mustache, and Conan is the kid with the glasses. Watu as the guy with the eye patch, and Amuro is the blonde guy. Really? And Mori's like, really? You've heard of me as the guy with the mustache? Well, he is technically not the only person with a mustache. Watu basically has got a mustache too. So Conan finds this pretty easily. He finds his little note thing, little map, a little game they have to play underneath the pew. And of course, everybody's there except for one person, named Watts, I think his name is. So after waiting an hour, they decide to check out the bathroom, and they find him. And well, I should mention prior to this that Conan was discussing with the neat freak guy that they used to come to the English church. They used to play some kind of game. And of course, Marty figures out though when they're on the way to the bathroom to find the guy, they used to pick out some club. What type of club? They don't say. Oh, and the episode ends basically with everybody finding the guy dead with an arrow in his head. Yep, an arrow. My guess, a crossbow. So I'm going to use a crossbow because, well, based on where distance is, I highly doubt you can basically just pull out a bow and arrow and basically fire it. It was probably a crossbow. That probably was something quick. Yep. Oh yeah, there's also a joke about Watsuo when he tries to take up Knife Edge. Like, no, it's not really. And it's kind of a strange thing that Amuro meets up with Watsuo, because I believe this is the first these two have ever met. Though in the case of the two of them, Watsuo's last appearance was actually in Search of Mari-chan. That was the last time he appeared in the series. Amuro, I think he appeared in like the third and most recent case of the series. I think it was... I think it may have been like the Black Bunny Club. It was one of the more recent cases of the series that he just happened to appear in. Yep. So, great start. And interesting, though, they decided to do first two chapters for this episode. I mean, you got some interesting plot development here, like interesting characters. They also mentioned the guy was actually married. And Conan figures out it may possibly be the woman who's there. She may have been his wife. And it's like, nah, don't talk about it. They'll probably discuss next week's episode. I gotta say, great start to this arc, and I can't wait for next week. Okay, so, excuse me, that's it for Circular View, and that's gonna be a video today, because I have no videos planned for today. Tomorrow, I expect to see videos, hopefully I get time to do this, for Eden Zero, My Hero Academia, Black Clover, One Piece, and Boruto, and possibly a Comic Corner. Okay, next video. Bye.